What's going on, YouTube? Jimmy Brown here, it's JBTV, and today we're going to be talking about a review. No golf clash, no casino yet. We're actually doing a review, my first ever review. We're going to be reviewing the Omni Shaver. This is 2 blades in one. The head pivots on all axes. As you can see here, forward and backwards and diagonal and sideways. I don't want to touch too much, I don't want to cut my fingers. But this thing is different than your normal razor. And the reason for dual blades underneath is you go back and forth motion instead of one direction shaving if you're going to shave your head. Now this is meant for your head. You can do it on your arms and you can do it on your legs. I will not be doing my arms and my legs, so I'm going to be doing the head. Reading the directions of this, it's going to be a little different, so I'm going to have to get used to this, and as long as it doesn't cut me, it's supposed to cut my time way down on shaving time. So if you see that in the camera, my hair is well above shaving time for a razor. And it will clog up a razor like it is. And I've been shaving my head for about 30 years now. The directions say with this, to get it hot, let it sit in some hot water, what have you. I've already pre-soaked washcloth with some good hot water on it. And I've had it sitting on that, warming the blades up. And then we have the Omni Shaver shaving butter. So if you can see what that is all about on there. It actually, I opened it, kind of a eucalyptus kind of a smell to it, but it smells really good. And I'm telling you, I'm going to give a straight up honest review on this. I am not sponsored by this whatsoever. I reached out and spoke back and forth on emails with the company, and they actually sent this and asked me if I wouldn't mind reviewing it on my channel. Here we go. So with the directions, it tells you, do not keep yourself from doing this. Don't rinse out the blades as you're shaving back and forth and back and forth, because one blade is going one direction, the other blades are going the other direction, and as you come back, you're getting another shave from the other blade, and your head, I guess, is pulling the hairs from the other one, so it's supposedly self-cleaning. I find that hard to believe, but if it's true, my head's going to be a mess because it's going to put the hairs back on my head. So it's not like it's taking the hairs from the blade and putting it up into the top here. It's just going to pull the hairs back from the blade as I'm going back and forth and leaving it probably all over my head. So that's where I'm seeing this going. So it says to use their shaving butter. Heat this up, get your head hot. So that's been sitting on there for a little bit. Bring out the hot washcloth here, and we're going to get started. So there's going to be times here where I'm not going to be looking at the camera, and I might not talk a whole heck of a lot. I am going to pay attention to what I'm doing because I sure don't want to cut myself. But I haven't cut myself shaving in a long time, not unless I have a bump or something on my head, and that can cause you to get a snag up there and just a small little bleed. But we'll get my head nice and wet, warmed up, ready to go, just like I normally would with my normal shaving routines. That should be good. Now it's cold. And in the directions it says you only really need about the length of your finger to cover your whole head. Well, I have a big noggin, so I'm going to put a little bit extra, not a lot. I'm telling you, this stuff, it smells good. And I'm not a fan of lotiony stuff, but this is supposedly going to go on white. And it will kind of go clear. But it's supposed to give your head a nice slippery surface to do the shaving on. I've never used shaving butter of any kind. I normally use your regular old Colgate or some sort of shaving cream in that type of form. I don't like the gel shaving cream. I prefer just the regular shaving cream stuff. Let me rinse this off my hands. A little soap. Excuse me for a minute while I'm washing my hands off. I don't want that thing to slip in my hands. And I know I have my camera angled just right with my mirror. It is showing the tripod that I'm using for the thing, which is called a Mount Dog. Really nice tripod. It's a little big, but I'm nervous. So here we go. Omni Shaver, back and forth motions. I am actually going to turn towards my mirror now so I can see where I'm starting at and get this rolling, and I'll tell you straight up how it feels. It says to use nice firm pressure, which I do with a regular razor anyways. So we're going to see how this goes. Back and forth. All right, so far, I'm not feeling like it's doing much. I am putting some pressure. That way it's not, but I don't feel like it's taking any hairs off. Yeah, it's starting to get some of it. I see it now in the mirror. But it tells you whatever you do, shave until you're done, and try to prevent yourself from wanting to rinse out the blade. I have an issue with that part of it because I always get a clogged up blade with my razors. And it tells you also, do not make fast movements when you're going from side to a side. Very slight, gentle movements. And I'm literally just going back and forth, and I can feel it. It doesn't feel like it's cutting as good though as my normal razor would, but it is definitely leaving some residue up there. It's getting some dry skin and hairs. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pause, and it does look like it's a little bit clogged up in the razor there. I don't know if y'all can see that with my lighting that I got in here, but there is some clogged up in there. Let me rinse my head off and see where we're at this point. And I am going to do what it says to try to not want to do. And I am going to rinse out these blades. And I'm going to disappear out of the camera here for a second and rinse my head off here. Y'all can see that in the light, and then this over here on this side, it is definitely shaving it. It doesn't seem like it's shaving it quite as quick, maybe I guess I would want to say, as my normal razor would. I didn't think to grab that. Let me grab it right here. My normal everyday razor, the Gillette. I think this is the Fusion. Yep, Gillette Fusion. It's a Gillette Pro Glide Fusion razor. I love this thing. That is my normal everyday go-to for whenever I'm shaving my head. But here we go again. It's comfortable. I don't think it's going to get around my ears as good as my normal razor would. But it definitely says to put some pressure because if you don't use some pressure, it will grab the hairs and pull. So I can tell already I'm going to have to go to my normal razor for around my ears. And it is doing like I said. You can see it on my forehead there. It is leaving a mess on my head, so that's all shaved off hair there. I'm just rinsing it off my finger. I'm not rinsing the shaver yet. We're going to let this review go here for a minute, and we're going to see if it's eating up the clock or if it's actually working faster than my normal razor. What I would like to do, and I probably will do, sorry for turning my back to you, I just want to see what I'm doing up here. Alright, I'm going to rinse this out. I'm going to set this over to the side, and I'm going to get my other razor, and I'm going to see if this is really any quicker or any better. I just got to rinse my head off again to get some of this hair off of me. I am feeling a little bit of irritation right around here, and that's not where I did too much shaving, because there's still quite a bit of hair up there, and I got a lot of that lotion still on my head, that shaving butter. I'm going to go to Old Trustworthy here and heat it up a second. Now this one I will have to rinse out because it will clog up. Now this part here around the ears is where I'm talking about. You just got to pull your ear down and then get right there in that little crack, crevice. And then behind the ear, that Omni Shaver had a little bit of trouble right there. It wouldn't get that side very good. For those of us who shave our head, we know about the right pressure to use. After doing it for a while, we know the pressure to use with the razor. That's a little bit odd, holding a circular kind of a oval egg shape in your hand. That's a little bit odd, but it's not the worst thing I've ever used. The worst thing is probably the disposable razors. I hate those. They have no weight to them. That one's got decent weight to it, so I do like that. Now for this razor, my hair is a little bit long. Normally I would have buzzed that down right down to my head, but that could be a little bit of why it was running so much over my hair, not getting it as good. I might have had it a little bit too long. That could be an error on my fault. But as of right this second, good old Trustworthy here is got it beat by a little bit. Do I normally shave with a shirt on also? No. I don't. But for this, I kept my shirt on because I wasn't going to get half naked on the camera. I wasn't going to do it. This is the hard part for me, is I have arthritis in my right shoulder and I'm using my left hand right now to try to do my back of my head good. You got to get used to doing things left-handed every now and then when you have issues with your right side. So as of right now, I personally feel like if your hair is really, really short on the head, the Omni Shaver is possibly a good one to go to if you have really short hair in your head. But if it's a little bit longer, I kind of like my personal razor a little bit better. I was just making sure by looking that the blades were actually backwards, and they are, so it wasn't any error of the razor maybe. I think I just might have had the hair a little bit too long for it to perform as good as it maybe could have. One thing that I want to say that I don't like is the going back and forth. It's weird, but going back and forth, it is pulling the hairs out of the razor. That's why they don't say try to prevent yourself from rinsing it out, is because rinsing it out is defeating the purpose. You're supposed to let it kick the hairs out and continue shaving until you're done. But it's leaving a mess on your head. There's nothing you can really do about that. That's not a flaw that they have. It's just how they have it working. That right there is a lot of hair going down the drain at once. And I can still feel it all over the back of my head. So we're going to go back to my trustworthy everyday razor to get the back finished up. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I still got some more back to get, but instead of having y'all sit here and wait another 5-10 minutes for a video for me to just finish shaving my head with my own personal razor, I will sum this up. I will put the product up here to see it again. We got Omni shaving butter, and we have the Omni razor. Are they good? Yeah. It actually has good weight to it. It's balanced. It feels good in the hand, and you put your finger here to the back side of it with your fingers holding the outside and just back and forth motion. Would this do your hair on your arm and your legs? I think it would. Your hair on your head, you're going to probably want to have it a little bit lower than mine was. If you take some shears and just buzz it down to short, and then use this, I think this would be a good option to go to on that. I think my hair was a little bit too long. So I'm not going to fault the machine for that. That was user error. I let it get a little bit too long before I did this video. Old Trustworthy though, your regular shavers, you're used to those. You got to get used to this thing. It's a little bit odd. Would I buy another one? Yeah. I'm going to do it again next time with my hair a lot shorter and just see how it goes that way. And when the blades get low, I don't know the price of this thing. They sent it to me for nothing. I want to say this was about 30 bucks. for the shaving butter and the Omni Shaver itself, with 2 blades come with it. It does not come with refillables at that price. There is a little higher prices for different things. It comes packaged in this little plastic holder container, and then that, I'm assuming you just possibly throw that out, but I'll probably use it as just the holder for it to set it in so it don't drip all over my counter. And this stuff smells good. So I'm not a fan of lotions. I don't like lotions. Hate them. Suntan lotion, all that, I don't like that. But this isn't leaving a slippery yuck feeling on my head. So it's not slippery. It's not greasy. So yeah, I would have bought this had I known anything more about it. But they actually sent it to me for nothing. I want to say again, I was about 30 bucks for the shaver and the butter stuff. This will last a while because it doesn't take a lot. And when the blades get dull on this one, which will probably be a while, they say to put a little bit of this in your hand and then rub that back and forth with the blades to keep them with this on it. It'll keep the blades from getting worn, rusty, or whatever may happen with normal blades. So yeah, I would buy this. And I will get refills when it gets low or gets duller. And there we have it. My first review on my It's JB TV channel. So in the comments below, let me know if you like this. If you're okay with reviews, I'll look into doing some more when I get some opportunities come up like this. And leave a comment below if you've ever used this type of razor before and how you liked it. And again, thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. If the button is still red below, click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny. I do content with Golf Clash, the casino, when we get to go. I'm now doing this for my first review. And I'm also going to look into doing a couple videos here and there coming up shortly with my tumbler stuff for It's JB TV tumblers. I'm right now going to keep all this on one channel. I may separate the channel later in life, but right now I'm not. I'm going to keep everything here. So if I don't see you beforehand, if we're not home in time tomorrow, I am going to get on Sunday for my live stream with Golf Clash. And anybody playing tomorrow, best of luck to you. We have a mini coming up on Monday. And I will be on Sunday, if not Saturday evening, to do my rounds on my live stream. So again, thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And again, comment down below, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.